Good to go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Josh and Jason Monday Christian and Conspiracy Podcast Show. I am your host, Josh Monday. If you don't know me, I'm a Christian rapper, devoted husband, father, and Army veteran. I'd like to introduce you to my co-host. He's a Christian, devoted husband, and father. What's up, Jason?
What's up, guys? How's it going out there? How's it going, Josh? Robyn, welcome. And let's jump into this subject after some little technical difficulties.
It's all good. Okay, guys, we have a very special
Don't name
guest.
names.
We have a very special guest for you guys today. She has some awesome Instagram pages. She has a Freebird1.0 and then it's Freebird2.0. Robyn Oakley, how you doing?
I'm good. Glad
Thank
to
you.
be here.
Yeah, I'm glad to have you on. So Robyn, she hit me up on Instagram and she said that she wants to start a podcast. So I was like, hey, what better way to start a podcast than to hop on ours and kind of learn the ropes a little bit. So Robyn is, I think she might start a podcast. She's got a huge Instagram following, on the 1.0 and the 2.0. So I think I think it'd be a great route for her to go. And I just said, hey, you know what? Hop on. And she is all game and ready to go. It's 12 o'clock at night over where she's at right now. So we got to say thank you to Robyn for joining us. This is awesome. All right. So guys, we have an awesome show for you guys today. Okay. We're going to be going over some elite secret societies in high school and in college. Okay. It's just going to be some amazing stuff. Hold on. So there's a gentleman named Ted Gunderson. You guys can look him up. He's an ex-FBI director. He said that the Illuminati wants to have as many people in government positions as possible so they can slowly make bills, laws, and so everything that goes with the Illuminati agenda, or we would say the New World Order or shadow government. Okay. So what they're doing is that they're constantly grooming people to be able to be put in these positions, these high-level positions of president of the United States, of senator, governor. They have a Senate. They also have the House. So they have people for that. Also CIA, directors of CIA, director of FBI, stuff like that. So
they've got all their people mixed in that.
Yes.
All their people mixed in.
For sure.
They have a Skull and Bones preschool.
They probably.
I hear, little boy.
Probably have a special brand of diapers.
Now go on, get a ritual going.
So
yeah.
Also, guys, so one of the main things of the Illuminati is to basically get a new or one world government. That's one thing. And also is to suppress Christianity. So as we kind of go through this, you guys will kind of see a few things, as we go. And
Josh, can I ask you a question? This is a serious one. Do you think that other countries, it's not like a Skull and Bones across the world, it's every country has their one world government trying to push it towards it, or is it like everybody coming together agreeing on one world government?
I personally believe
it's like an arms race, you know what I mean? Like who's going to be there?
We just saw in 2019 that all of them working in unison together, bro. The ones that didn't work, which Robyn I think can attest to this because I've seen a lot of cool stuff on her Instagram. They're all working together already. Now, what it is the ones that didn't go with the New World Order, they ended up getting killed. Like there was a president in Africa, two actually. One had a heart attack, the other one got assassinated, and they were not going along with the game. Okay, and you'll see that. So I believe
how China is trying to lead the financial whatever. I feel like that they all have different. Whoever gets there first gets to have their version of the one world government. You know what I mean?
I believe that the world is a stage and China has a part to play. Russia has a part to play. United States has a part to play. London, England, the Vatican, they all have their parts to play. And they're all moving in unison. Now, we might see on the news, the media might be telling us Russia's fighting against America. America's fighting against China. China's fighting against Taiwan. But when you look at the Bilderberg Group and all these big meetings, I believe that China, Russia, and America and everybody are all working together. And the media are the ones that are just showing us, oh, this guy against this person, like it's a WWE. The whole world is a stage.
And you got to realize that's also different in different places. Like even in those countries, they all have their own branding of propaganda, so as far as I'm probably along the same lines that it's a common goal that they have, as far as just, bringing in the destruction of civilization, and just trying to put Satan in control of the new
There,
world order.
there you
So that's
go.
why I feel like it's in cahoots with that, because I never saw, I mean, nobody ever has anything like the cold that got renamed.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. Thank
so
you. This is on
yeah,
YouTube, so
so
I'm gonna say the food that got
I know, I'm
rebranded.
trying to remember.
So listen, guys. So also they want to come out with the one world religion. And how can I prove that? Well, if you go to the Council of 33 building in Washington, D.C., there was a gentleman that went downstairs. What it is there's like a museum there so people can go around, but the civilians are not allowed to go downstairs. He ended up going downstairs. And what did he find? He found a Jewish altar. It's a Jewish altar that had all the major biblical books, the Holy Bible, the Torah, it also had the
That's where you
Quran.
find it first.
They're all
Like you
sitting on
said.
this table because they want to unite all the religions. And you see that with the Pope trying to do that. And they're having like the Muslims come with the Catholics with the Christians. And pretty soon you're gonna have Jehovah's Witnesses and all these different people all in the same church. They want to have a universal religion, which is biblical. Which is biblical, okay, guys? So
exactly.
I don't want to get too crazy into this stuff because I want to get onto the subject, but I believe that, okay, so this is a good analogy. Like a football, like college football, like Jason's into football. So they got all these players that go to these awesome, some of them go to regular high schools, but a lot of them go to these preparatory high schools, and then they end up getting into college, and then the NFL drafts these players. I believe like so I believe that the Illuminati does the same thing with these secret societies we're about to go over. There's preparatory high schoolers that end up getting chosen for these colleges. These colleges end up having secret societies, and then they end up becoming, I believe, members of the Illuminati and the New World Order, and they're all working in unison. So,
and they usually make them go into the military also.
Military is also, there's certain aspects of this, right? So there's going to be like a military branch, and there is a lot of these people that end up becoming like senators or higher ups, like presidents. Yeah, they do they do some military. So that is true. So here's a couple of the Bible verses that I want to go over real quick. Since we're going to be talking about oaths and secret societies and stuff that you have to do, rituals. So James 5:12 says, "But above all things, my brethren, swear not, neither by heaven, neither by the earth, neither by any other oath, but lest ye be nor let your yea be yea and your nay be nay, lest fall into condemnation." So no oaths, absolutely no rituals. I don't care what people say. When you were joining these secret societies, you were doing rituals. There is one, the Skull and Bones. That's they talked about. Yes, there's one in the Skull and Bones where you're actually in a coffin and you are masturbating and you were telling all of your fellow brother members your darkest sexual secret. That's one of the oaths that they have, okay, guys, are one of the rituals. That is definitely not Christian, okay, in any way, okay, guys? So I just want to let you guys know that. Also, like,
it's it's obvious that it's not Christian.
Yes, yes, for
obvious.
Sure. Well, at least you're confessing.
Yeah.
Man, I'm tired, bro. Everything's fine to me right now.
Also, like in Matthew 19, verses 16 through 24, I'll paraphrase it because just for time wise, but Jesus, I'll just read it. It's okay. Now, basically he says, "Now behold, one came, said to him, good teacher, what good things shall I do that I may enter or may have eternal life? So he said to him, why do you call me good? No one is good but one, that is God. But if you want to enter into life, keep the commandments." He said to him, "Which ones?" Jesus said, "You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness, honor your father and mother, you shall love your neighbor as you love yourself." The young man said to him, "All these things I have kept from my youth. What do I still lack?" Jesus said to him, "If you want to be perfect, go sell what you have and give to the poor, and you will have treasure in heaven, and come follow me." But when the young man heard that, he went away sorrowful, for he had great possessions. Then Jesus said to his disciples, "Assuredly I say to you, that it is hard for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. And again I say to you, it is easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven." So that is basically saying, you know, a lot of these people that are elite, rich, powerful people, I would say that it's probably hard because there's way more opportunity for sin, greed, pride, women. You're driving a Ferrari down the street. I mean, I've never, what I want to say is I've never really walked a mile in these rich kids' shoes. I don't know how it is to be pressured from your parents, trying to live up to
Yeah,
their
it's like another
expectations.
reality
Yes, I don't
entirely.
know how that is, and I'm not here to judge these people that are. I'm just saying that we're here to expose the evil, you know, and we, you know, at the end, I'll say a prayer for these people because hopefully they do find Jesus or they find God in some way, you know. But
Yeah, that's the only way out of that, you
yes,
know, the only way.
so okay, so we'll go into. I want to go into these high schools. It's crazy because what I did is I just kept on going down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole. There was an episode that we were studying the black nobility, and that's like something you could click on one family and you could just find out that, you know, who the mother, the father, and then you go and you keep going. This is what I felt like when I was studying for this. It's like the doors just keep opening. So the secret society that George Bush Sr. was in high school. Okay, guys, there's secret societies like this in high school. The most famous one that we're going to talk about is Skull and Bones. Everybody knows that. But guys, there's other secret societies in colleges, and there's also secret societies in high school. It's crazy. So the one that we're going to recognize today is going to be the Skull and Wrath. Okay, it's called Skull and Wrath. And that's one that's recognized. The reason why I brought this up is because it's recognized by the Skull and Bones and these other secret societies as an actual secret society, not like a fraternity. Okay, so it's out of Phillips Academy. It's a preparatory school. Okay, so there's 8 schools that are these preparatory schools that I'm gonna click on real quick and I'll go over so that if you guys want to do a deep dive on these yourselves, you guys can go ahead and do it. Okay.
Well, I know what I know what you're getting at too. Also, because there are athletes like let's take LeBron James for instance. He grew up in a bad neighborhood, you know, single mom. She couldn't afford to send him to the prep school that he went to. They paid for his basically scholarship to go there. Now look at him. He's on the center stage, whatever they tell him to promote, whatever they tell him to put out there.
There you
They
go.
like look at Dwayne Wade. Now your son's gotta be a girl now. You gotta let her, you know what I'm saying? Like you're
It's
promoting that.
because they become of all the things of the world. You know, I think that's what that Bible, you know, verse means for me is when, you know, when he says, of
Sell your
course I lose
possessions.
it. Right, as I was about to quote. Yeah, it's easier for or it's not
Oh,
easy for a rich man to get into heaven, you know.
yes.
He's
But I'm
not
saying, but
saying
look
that
how
rich
much they
means you're
promote it.
evil, but most of the time, yeah, most of the time that money comes with a lot more, you know, and that's why God warns you not to be of the worldly things, you know, money,
Yes.
clothes, cars. I mean, all that superficial stuff that at the end of the day really doesn't mean a whole lot, you
Yeah,
know. It doesn't.
you can't bring a U-Haul with you to heaven. You're not going to be able to do that. All that stuff
Mm-mm.
is
I
temporal.
disagree. You just gotta send it there before. You gotta put your stuff up there before you get there. You know what I mean? You gotta do your
Well,
works here, and you'll get
your
your treasure,
works,
your
yeah, but
inheritance.
I'm
Yeah.
talking.
Your inheritance. You send your inheritance there first.
There's an
You
inheritance, yeah, but that's nothing to do
material
with
things. Not saying
the.
material things. I'm saying
Yeah,
you
yeah,
put
yeah.
your you keep your inheritance. Don't lose your inheritance. You can be saved, but you could lose your inheritance. You could be a backsliding Christian in heaven. I guarantee that. Though you
Yeah.
can make it by the skin of your teeth, and you don't want to do that. It's not a good thing.
Okay. So here's the schools I would like you guys, if you guys want to look at so there's like Phillips Exeter Academy, there's Phillips Academy, Northfield Mount Hermon School, the Lawrenceville School, the Hotchkiss School, Deerfield Academy, Choate Rosemary Hall, and St. Paul's School. If you guys want to do a deep dive, what's insane to me is I'm pulling up people like John F. Kennedy going to these schools. I'm pulling up George Bush going to these schools, George Bush Jr. I'm also pulling up Mark Zuckerberg. Okay. Andrew Yang. Now, Mark Zuckerberg, everybody said was just some kid that went to Harvard and he just made this, Facebook. But look, he went to these schools. There's so many elite people that were in the military, so many elite people, governors, senators, all these different. All you got to do is go Google this. Okay, just Google it. It'll pull it up, and you just go down and look up the notable alumni. Okay, and you click it, and you're gonna find a list of people that have. I'm telling you right now that this is how they groom people for the Illuminati. Believe me, for the New World Order. I'm not lying. Every time I'm looking up people, I'm finding media moguls, people that own Time Magazine, which that dude is super occult. Somebody that owns Time Magazine, someone that owns Bloomberg, somebody that owns BBC, somebody that owns, these are all people that went to these schools. That's media. There's also presidents. There's going to be senators. There's going to be all these different people that went to these schools. Oscar winners, actors, like Jack Lemmon. There's all these different people that have gone to these schools. So when I say that the world is a stage, it literally is a stage. You're going to see CIA directors. You're going to see FBI directors going to these schools, these 8 schools. And you know what I found 4 of these schools have in common? A bunch of historical sexual misconduct between the principals and the staff. Sorry, I don't mean to say principals. I don't know if it's principals. The staff and the students. 4 out of 8 of these schools, and these schools cost from $50,000 to $60,000 a year to go to. Okay, now they only accept like 8% to 10% of the applicants. So what I'm going to tell you guys is, I believe that these are the grooming grounds for the Illuminati, for the elite, for the people that the shadow government. I believe that this is the grooming ground for them, because even if you are rich, let's say Robyn won the lottery, for example, and she's like, hey, I want to put my kids in this preparatory school.
Let's
and
do
then
that.
She signs up. She has the money for the tuition and she signs up, but they look into, well, who's your parents? Who's your family? Do you have any bloodline? Do you have any black nobility? Do you have any of this? And they look it up, and then Robyn doesn't have that. So they just say, no, I'm not going to have you go to these schools. All these people, there's also princes and there's kings from other countries going to these schools. Okay. That's insane to me.
Because it's a training ground.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. I 100% believe that. And as I'm going down these, I can kind of go over a few people that have gone to these schools until we move on to the colleges. So like I said, George Bush.
And like another thing I was going to say is indoctrination, works, especially the younger you go. That's why they targeted kids so much during the cold outbreak.
Yes.
But it's just, you got to see through it, and I feel, like you said, I feel for those people, a lot of them are just born into it and they don't know anything else.
Yeah, they're totally born into it, and it's crazy. Here's something I thought was interesting. This Phillips Academy, Bill Belichick, which is the head coach of the Patriots, went to this school.
Yeah,
right?
I know
the same school as George Bush, and the owner of the Patriots also attended this school. So you see them winning 7 Super Bowls in a row. You see that Bill Belichick and the owner both went to the same preparatory school. I thought that was pretty interesting, like
sexual misconduct in that situation as well.
Yeah, because the owner was actually at a massage parlor or something, right?
Yep. And if you think about it, look at all the people that are involved in these schools and look how much they have changed history. If you go through this, they are a part of history that's been there forever. George Bush's dad, senior, he was in the FBI and CIA or the head of the CIA during Kennedy's assassination. Okay, so then Lyndon B. Johnson was moved into that situation, and he was already ready to be he was like, who cares about this guy? He knew he was gonna die. And
he's a Freemason.
Born in the next day, like an hour later.
Lyndon Johnson, Freemason. His wife owns a big media company. So they were able to take the Kennedy assassination, suppress it as much as they want, because she owned part of the media, dude, that was actually reporting on these things. So now, guys, and this one high school that I mentioned, okay, Phillips Academy, we have Nobel Prize winners. We have the CEO of Fox Corporation, the person that came up with the Tarzan, or he's Edgar Rice Burroughs. We have the Super Bowl rings. That's Bill Belichick. We have Jack Lemmon. We have all these different people, like the co-founder of Facebook, Chris Hughes, went to this one. Now there's another one that I said that Mark Zuckerberg went to. John F. Kennedy Jr. went to this. Okay. There's just so many different people. And for me, it's just dumbfounding and crazy that there's also anchors of CNN. Okay. There's people that have worked for NASA. There's people that are CFOs of Netscape, CEOs of New York Times, just journalists. All these different people. Also, there's going to be Pulitzer Prize winners and just all these different people that just came out of this one academy. Okay, so like we were saying, it gets really crazy. The owner of the Chicago White Sox, the owner of the Indians, the owner of all these sports teams. Okay, this is just going over a few. There's going to be
it's like
presidents of
cancer
Harvard
that just won't stop spreading.
Yes, it's crazy. There's going to be U.S. Senator, civil. There's going to be a bunch of people that won Medal of Honors, and just there's a ton of people just that went to this one. And Bill Clinton also. I'm sorry, Bill Clinton's advisor went to this. Political advisor from the Bush administration. All these advisors that can. So that's just from one high school. Okay, so this is the secret society that we're talking about on this. If you guys want to research it, is called the Skull and Wreath. WRETH. The Skull and Wreath. Okay, so we're gonna move on now to the colleges. Okay, the fraternities. Okay, and this gets really crazy as well. We could start out with the Skull and Bones, because that's the most popular that everybody knows, and that's kind of some stuff that I sent to Robyn and Jason. Okay, so let's go into that. So since we just got done with the 9/11 episode, I thought this was perfect to talk about the Skull and Bones. Okay, so here's an example of the power that this secret society has. One of the founding members of the Skull and Bones is Alfonso Taft. He created the Skull and Bones, and his son, William Howard Taft, ended up going to Yale, and he ended up becoming the president of the United States, the Chief Justice, and then two of his cabinet members ended up also being in the Skull and Bones. Okay, so the founding members, basically, he started the Skull and Bones, and then 20 years later, his son ends up going in the Skull and Bones from Yale. And then his son ends up becoming the president of the United States and also the Chief Justice on the Supreme Court, the only man to ever do that. So that's just one of the founders. Okay, the founding family of the Skull and Bones is the Russell Trust. Now, that's the people that actually owned it, right? It's under the Russell Trust. Now, I've heard that name Russell, the Russell bloodline, from Fritz Springmeier. The Bloodlines of the Illuminati, his book, if you guys look that up. So also I've heard the Russell name from Charles Tate Russell, who was the founding member of the Jehovah's Witness. He is also part of that Russell bloodline. So the people that actually own the Skull and Bones, you could say, that own it, it's under the Russell Trust. So if you guys look at it, it's William Huntington Russell, if you guys want to look into it. That's the trust that actually owns the Skull and Bones. So that is an Illuminati bloodline, right? That own it. So that's already right there. Should be like a red flag for any conspiracy theorist. Okay.
You mean critical thinker?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Critical thinker, exactly. So
critically thinking conspiracy theorist.
It's also been documented of other families that have been involved. I'll go over a few, like the Whitney, the Lord, the Phelps, the Wadsworth, the Allen, the Bundys. The Bundys also a bloodline that I've heard through the 13 bloodlines of the Illuminati for America. The Gilman, the Perkins. Okay, the Rockefellers, the Harrimans. The Rockefellers are also on that list. The Paynes, which are also there. Davisons, Pillsbury, and the Wirehouse. Okay. Another way that we can connect the Illuminati to Skull and Bones is there was a group of seniors that was on the video I sent to you guys. This is something that Fritz Springmeier brought up. He said that there was a group of seniors that broke into the Skull and Bones. Their facility is called the Tomb. They broke in, and there was some writing on the wall. It was in German, so they wrote it down, and they took it and they translated it. And there's a guy named James Robinson who's a top Freemason. He saw that the Illuminati was coming into the lodges of the Freemasons, and he didn't want to be illuminated per se. So he wrote an expose called "The Proof of a Conspiracy," where he wrote the ritual, the regiment ritual to get into the Bulgarian Illuminati. He wrote it down, and he copied it down, and he put it into his expose. Now, if you trace what those people saw on the wall to what this gentleman wrote in his expose, it is the exact ritual to get into the Bulgarian Illuminati. So that's crazy. They had that written on the wall in the Skull and Bones. So one of their rituals is the same ritual to get into the Bulgarian Illuminati. The Bulgarian Illuminati is the one that started in 1776 with Adam Weishaupt. Okay, guys. So that is so that's a connection there between that. Okay.
What ritual was that? Do you know?
I don't know what the ritual was. I didn't get that deep. If I had the time to start looking into all that, I would have done that. But I keep oh man, there's so many rabbit holes that it's hard for me to.
I know. I know.
It's
Once you start looking, you legit will never.
Is that the one they put him in the
It's like a never
the casket?
ending.
No,
that's not the one. No.
Oh, I thought because you had to be reborn, and they have you be reborn again. And
there's some interesting stuff like Jason's talking about where you like you get resurrected and become a new. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. But okay, something that Robyn brought to my attention and that I knew, and then Jason knew as well. The 2004 election. Okay, the Republican ticket of incumbent was President George W. Bush, and his running mate was Vice President Dick Cheney. On the other ticket for the Democratic Party is John Kerry, a United States Senator from Massachusetts, and his running mate, John Edwards. So we have George Bush Jr., class of 68 for Skull and Bones, versus John Kerry, class of 1966 for Skull and Bones. So we have two Skull and Bones members going against each other in the presidential election. Now, what I say is
that's what they mean by selected and not elected.
There you go. That's exactly what I was going to say. Good job, Robyn. Yes.
But they double dip though. They double dip. Whoever won that presidential race is going to be doing their agenda. It wasn't like there was a Skull and Bones versus like a it was they're on the same team. So how many more are on the same team? Have this ever happened again in history? Has this been going how long has this been going on? Is it always?
It's been going on ever since the first president of the United States, I believe. I believe it has been a selection, and it's if you look at when America was founded, Jason, 1775, right? Yeah. So what happened? 1773. They were
all Freemasons too.
Yeah. The Jesuits disbanded in 1773, and then the Bulgarian Illuminati started in 1776. Now, if you go back, there was an Illuminati before 1776. The Bulgarian Illuminati was just one that was more commercial, and they were infiltrating the Freemasons. But you see that America started 1775, 1776, the Bulgarian Illuminati started. So, and they disbanded the Jesuits, but Adam Weishaupt was a Jesuit trained. His dad was a priest for the Jesuits. So, excuse me. So what you're seeing is the game already started way back then. Now, America, there was a problem though, because the black nobility and all the monasteries did not want a president of the United States to happen. They wanted the kings to be ruling. So the Jesuits would come over here and they would infiltrate us. We kind of did a podcast on that already. I don't want to get too much into it, but yeah. I think it's happening all the time. I believe it's a selection. Now, here's the interesting thing. Dick Cheney, who was the vice president for George Bush, he also went to Yale. Okay, so he went to Yale as well, which is where the Skull and Bones is at. Now, we also have George Bush Sr. back in 1992 when he went against Bill Clinton. Okay, we have George Bush Sr., who was in that high school secret society I talked about, the Skulls and Wrath. He was also in the Skull and Bones, and he was also part of a secret society called the Nas Brotherhood of Baylor at Baylor University, the Nas Brotherhood. So he's got 3 secret societies under his belt while he's in high school and college. Now we have Bill Clinton. He was also graduated from Yale, and he was a member of the Order of Demolay, which is a youth branch of the Freemasons, right? So you have a
Was
Skull
he
and Bones
in the
member.
Skull and Bones? Bill
Um,
Clinton?
I don't have any record of Bill Clinton being in the Skull and Bones, but Hillary Clinton
Yeah.
and Bill Clinton
And
both
it's
went
not
to
like
Yale.
they keep
Oh, they
a
both
public
did Yale?
record, you know.
They
Here's
both
the name of our
They
secret
both went
society
to-
members.
Yes, they both went to Yale as well. Now, there's also secret societies that don't tell you they're notable members, which I'm going to get into. So I can't tell you whether Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton were part of their secrets, because sometimes they don't have notable members, so they're really secretive. But Skull and Bones happen to be the kind that where you can look up all the notable members, but there's some alumni that you cannot look up and you will not find. So I'm just going to tell you guys this. I do have record of researching saying that Bill Clinton was a member of the Order of Demolay, but he also was a Yale alumni, and so was Hillary Clinton. So you have George Bush Sr. versus Bill Clinton. So there's two different secret societies there, actually 4 different secret societies there, all going against each other, running for president. So I just thought that was super interesting. And
I was talking to my father-in-law today about Obama, how much money he has, how he's like, you think he's richer than Trump? I said, yeah, he has way more money than Trump. And where did it come from?
Oh yeah, now that Trump became president and took a wage cut.
No, I'm saying like before that. He has his
Like-
dad was I can't remember his name, but I can't remember his name right now. I gotta look it up. But he was I think he was adopted in that, and he has like almost billions of dollars. He has a lot of money.
Well, Trump is about
Rich.
$4 billion. So I don't know.
He has like, I think Obama has 7. I think he's in 7.
I haven't studied Obama's money, so I couldn't go there. So I don't really know too much.
Like, how did he get president, dude?
Neither has
president.
most of America.
So you have
don't
to
worry
think,
about that.
you would have to think about why it would be a great decision for the Democrats to have Obama be president. First of all, I'm not saying he's an amazing speaker and he did great at the debates, and I'm not saying anything. He did great, and he's an amazing salesman. But why would they want him to be in? Obviously, because they want to get the black vote, right? The first black president, they need the black vote. So, it's just, it is what it is. But okay. So,
I feel like either way, like regardless of his race, there were a lot of things that were overlooked, like we still don't even know for sure, like his exact, birthplace.
Well, his birthplace,
$70 million
CIA.
he has, bro. He's worth
How much?
$70 million.
70 million. Okay.
That's just him that's just what he has. That's in that little his fund that he got from his dad.
Well, what they'll say is that, see, Trump is a billionaire, but what they'll say about they're not going to tell you what their real net worth is. You know what I mean? They're definitely not. So every time there's a president election, I believe Robyn hit the nail on the head. I believe that they're selected. Okay, it's a selection, not an election. You can't be someone that graduated from San Bernardino Junior College, you know what I mean, and end up becoming the president of the United States. Okay, it ain't gonna happen. You're gonna have to be some type of you're gonna have to be like an Ivy League school. You're gonna have to be a Jesuit school, some type of bloodline connection to the Illuminati, black nobility. Even Donald Trump. She mentioned Donald Trump. He went to Georgetown University. That's a Jesuit university, Jesuit trained, right? So so even he's even like that. I don't know what secret society he's part of or ever been part of, but Donald Trump is somebody that a lot of people look up to, and they feel like he's doing great for America, and he did great things for the military. But there's a past to all these. They're selected for a reason, and they played the game really good, where they put Hillary Clinton in there against Donald Trump. Everyone's like, there's no way Donald Trump's going to win. He ends up winning, but the game.
I knew he was going to win.
But this is also part of the chess game. Okay, is us being pulled over here with a magic trick while they're doing something over here. You know what I mean? So, anyways,
absolutely.
So we have that. Okay, so we have. I want to go over some prominent members of the Skull and Bones. Okay, here's the interesting thing. George Bush Sr.'s father, Prescott Bush, was also a Skull and Bones member. So, and only like 5% of the applicants get accepted to Yale as well. So you got the same type of thing as these preparatory schools where they're going to send applications in, and they see Prescott Bush, boom. They see George Bush Sr., boom. They see George Bush, boom. Jeb Bush, you know, when he went to, you know, his Texas school or whatever, kind of the same thing. So so some of the major members of the Skull and Bones would be Alfonso Taft. He's the founding member of the order. He served as Secretary of War under President Ruther B. Hayes. We got William Howard Taft, the only man to ever serve on both the president of and Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court. So President of the United States and also Chief Justice of the Supreme Court. That's Alfonso Taft's son. Henry Louis Stimson. He's a Wall Street law firm Mongol, Secretary of War under President Taft, Governor General of the Philippines, Secretary of State under Herbert Hoover, Secretary of War under Franklin Delano Roosevelt, and Harry S. Truman. So you see how they get these jobs that you would never even think they should qualify for. He's a Wall Street guy, right? So why is he Secretary of War? You know what I mean? He's not a military guy. Why is he even in this spot? Because he was in Skull and Bones with them, and he's chosen for these positions. We also have Robert A. Taft. He's a United States Senator. He's also related to President Taft, William Taft, okay? Prescott Bush, which I kind of already went over. He's an investment banker, United States Senator from Connecticut, father of Herbert Walker Bush. We already went over the Bushes already. We have
dumping like a mofo right now, bro.
What's
you guys
up?
like trying to get a word in. You got information dumping like a mofo right now. You must
Yes.
have.
He's trying to drop some real info real quick.
Okay, you guys.
Kevin Stevenson is also one, and I'm like, damn, I don't know half these people, but Lolo Sotelo.
Oh, I know. I don't either. I was like, I know the Bushes though.
Yeah. The reason, my whole point to this is to show you guys the power that the Skull and Bones has. I don't mean to I don't mean to go too much into it. I mean, there's also like you know,
I was just funny. His unit's like,
if you guys want to talk, go talk. I'm sorry. Like I said, I have a lot of notes. Yeah, I have a total lot of notes. I'm sorry, but
you're good.
So that thing you sent me, dude, was super interesting because I didn't really want to read it because it was the. I don't like to read a lot like that.
It was so interesting, but I did not read that shit.
No, I did. I started reading a lot of it. Like started to get super interesting. It's like, dang, you go down the list. You're right, dude. The effects that these people had on history are immense, man. Like people think.
And like even that info that's out, it's all watered down, all of it. You know, like I guarantee you, the secret society, a lot of it we don't know.
The guy that was head of war, war is a financial place. What is it called? The military complex.
Oh, the military industrial complex. Yes,
that's kind of how they started. They wanted to keep Vietnam going because they saw how World War II and World War I kind of pulled us out of a lot of
money
situations.
Yes,
and it's not, you got us selling guns and buying guns and supplying the people with the actual weapons. And then we're going over there and we're fighting them. It's like, you're training them and you're fighting them, but what is going on? You're selling them the drugs and you're double dipping all the time.
Yeah, no, it's pretty obvious that there's a lot of shady, crooked, ness going on.
Yes.
And it seems like we're involved in a lot of really dirty business making. I mean, even right now with the trafficking across the border, like Biden's administration is basically assisting in the trafficking that's going on at our border right now.
Obama's administration.
It's
Obama.
I said Obama.
It's Obama's administration.
No, you didn't say Obama. No,
okay.
Jason's saying it's
I was
Obama's
like,
administration.
shit, probably would have.
No,
for real. He's definitely a puppet. But either way, whoever's running that show is obviously
I have the secret society that Joe Biden was part of as well. Okay, so also in Skull and Bones, we have Henry Lucy. He's the founder and publisher of Time, Life magazine, Time magazine, Fortune magazine, Sports Illustrated magazine. Okay, so Henry Luce is a big time. He's the gentleman I was talking about earlier. He's big time with a Freemason secret society type of stuff, guys. So you'll see like a lot of people that end up on the front cover of Time magazine. A lot of them are actually Freemasons and probably Skull and Bones and all that stuff. Okay, so they also Skull and Bones also have their own island. It's called Deer Island, where they meet up with past alumni and enjoy the rich nuances of life. Okay, so we're kind of now Skull and Bones. I think I hit the nail on the head with that. We kind of went over all the stuff with Skull and Bones. I thought that's pretty interesting. Anything you guys have on any more stuff, Jason, you have on Skull and Bones, Jason?
No, I'm dude, you're covering a lot of it, bro. You're nailing all of them. It's just like I said, it's just it's crazy how the families stay in business the whole time. The Bushes stay in business. Like you said, the Crafts stay in business. They all just like you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. If they want something done, like what's her name? Oh man, what's that? The greatest investor in our nation has in the whole entire world, which is Nancy Pelosi. So
The greatest investor in
the smartest investor, and she's half drunk all the time, so I don't know how she's making her investment moves. So to see this go on, it's like you get somebody elected, she's investing in electric cars. They push electric cars, they push all this stuff. They want you to think, oh man, like I saw a ad today of this firefighter. He's talking about I fight fires, and I'm a Democrat, and I support Prop so and so. It helps clean up the the debris off the trees and dead like all the like the fuel for the fires. And then he goes, and by the way, they also this bill also covers to get rid of all the carbon and all the stuff, to get rid of the
carbon footprint,
like global warming. They throw it in there. Just and it's a fire. It's a prop to clean up the California's like just a lot of the trees and the weeds and stuff when it's dead brush. And he just throw in global warming. Oh yeah, we're gonna throw that in there too. No more diesel trucks, no more gas cars. You're gonna drive these electric vehicles, and if you don't pay your bill, we're gonna shut your car off. And if you don't,
for real.
you know what I mean? Like,
how the dumbest idea.
That's you're giving everything to everything to them. That people come over here to sell solar to me, like my family, and the government will give you such a tax break. I said, well, the government will probably shut off my electricity, and I don't care about it. It doesn't matter how much I do my solar. It's not gonna power my house like you know what I mean? Like they could just if it's a cloudy day, you're not gonna have a good house to live in. So they shut your electricity off. They shut off your air conditioner.
I think what we need to realize though is we talk about Biden's administration, Trump's administration. That there's left wing, right wing. They're all the same bird, bro. Like, and we're talking about the New World Order. They're all working in unison, and they give a little here and they take a little here. Like, it's just all the world is definitely a stage, man. And it's just a bunch of elite people making moves, but hanging out in the background, drinking wine and probably hooking up with little boys on these islands. It's crazy.
I think like Jordan Peterson says, they encroach. It's only so much till you protest. And they back off. Yeah. They encroach little. It doesn't happen like that. It happens slowly and slowly and slowly. Everybody thinks, oh, Corona or whatever, that the lockdowns, all this stuff happened so quickly. No. This has been going on for a long time.
It was written in a book written back in like the 1980s.
Taking your rights away.
1981.
Yeah.
Go back into 9/11. After that happened, what happened? What is that? The
Patriot Act.
Now we can still. Oh no! On everybody. You say a certain word on your microphone, boom! Now they're listening. Oh, what is he talking about over there? Let's see what he's talking about. Okay, this guy's gonna be a problem later on. Black van shows a beer house, and you're probably never seen from him again. And that's what they call people like conspiracy theorists. They think they're crazy. We start doing research so much, and like you say, you go down rabbit holes you shouldn't be going down,
bro.
You want to find. You
should be going down them.
Yes,
you need to look
blew my mind
for the truth.
Yeah, but we can put all the information back out there. But they're like, oh yeah, that sucks. Yep, Skull and New World Order is kicking in. What are we gonna do about it? It's gonna have to go with the flow.
Well, the Bible talks
look
about
how easy that we made it back in 2020 when they were like, all right, stay home for 2 weeks. Then we just kept complying with each hoop that they laid out. It's like, do you guys not realize that you're showing them that collectively we're not going to work together and fight for our rights, like together? Like, when do the hoops stop? When do the rules stop?
For theirs and who's not? Who will submit and who won't?
Well, they have names and numbers and people that own guns, don't own guns, of everybody that complied and didn't. But okay, let's get back to this. So Yale has three secret societies. They have the Skull and Bones. They also have the Scroll and Key, and they also have the Wolf's Head. The scrolling key is what I kind of wanted to get into. I'm not going to go over 1 million members like I did on the other one, but we have big prominent. I think the scrolling key has a big media members. They have Fareed Zakaria, a prominent writer and commentator about politics and foreign affairs. That gentleman, I think, was a CNN analyst. We have American journalist Calvin Trellin, Gary Trudeau. There's a whole bunch of media mongrels I see. Also, U.S. Supreme Court Justice. I don't want to go over a bunch of them, but there's a bunch of presidents and chairmen and CEOs of companies, owners of South Pacific Railroad. There's just a whole ton of people that are in this also secret society at Yale. Okay. Is there any big one that pops out to me? Let's see. I don't see any.
See a lot of
crazy
Tafts
one.
in there, man. Like every Taft.
Yeah,
I
there's a lot
know,
of
like a
Tafts.
whole
there, man.
family.
And even the Bushes, Prescott Bush started a way long time ago. It's like people
There's-
think that the Bush just showed up out of nowhere. Like, oh no, they've been in the politics game forever, man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you ever say
Well,
something about Biden? What would you say? Biden's part
I got one. Yeah, I'll go over that in a second.
The senile man. I don't think.
So
I don't know.
Alex-
I don't know if anybody would claim him at this
Yeah,
point.
it's like you're part of Skull and Bones, dude. That
It's
guy was never in
It's a
it.
secret, but he's definitely not in it.
Yeah.
So he's in one, but I'll tell you. But okay, so we have scrolling key. If you guys want to kind of do some research into that one, it started in 1842. What I noticed about a lot of these places is they all started like in the 1800s, 1830, 1840. So we have scrolling key. There's also one called
Officially.
yeah, officially. There's also one called the Wolf's Head. That's the other one at Yale, okay? And the interesting thing about the Wolf's Head is that George Bush's great grandfather was part of the 300 members that started the Wolf's Head secret society. So now you have another Bush member, and he was actually a pastor, a preacher, deacon. His name is James Smith Bush. He was an American attorney and Episcopal priest, religious writer, and I just thought it was pretty interesting. He's the grandfather of Prescott Bush, okay? If you guys want to look into him, really interesting stuff. He entered Yale in 1841, and there was 300 members, Yale alumni that came together and started the Wolf's Head Society. They basically agreed on it, and they started this society. If you guys look into this one, there's also some interesting members for this one too. They don't give you a lot of they give you the notable members. And if you guys look into it, same thing you're gonna find. Associate Supreme Court Justice, representative of California, representative here, people that own the railroad, composers, philanthropists, just crazy. If you guys look into it, it's nuts. It's just stuff that really, for me, it interests me. When I can name off a lot of these people, but for time's sake, I really can't get into it. But if you guys want to look it up, you just go to notable members, and they'll tell you all the people. There's going to be ex-presidents, stuff like that in there as well. So it gets really interesting.
Which one was the one you said Biden was in?
The one that Joseph, or was it Joseph Biden? Let me get down to that one real quick.
I'll tell you, he was the head of the class.
I guarantee you he was not in the Skull and Bones. They seem a lot pickier than Joe Biden.
I was
he was in. Okay, so he was in a secret society at the University of Pennsylvania. They were called the Friars Secret Society. Okay, so now
that sounds more right.
So they're called the Friars. So Joe Biden was in it. But there's also, I mean, you guys might laugh, but there's billionaires that are in this society as well. So Joe Biden, you guys might think he's just playing us. You guys think I know that when he talks, he sounds like, he's having mental issues right now, probably talking and stuff, but he was, you got to see what he did when he was in the Senate. He was like a bulldog and did crazy stuff. Like he wasn't a good person. I'll just put it that way. Okay. If you look at his past.
Oh, I know.
So I want to say is he's not this secret society is just as powerful as all these other ones, but they got Walter Annenberg, a billionaire publisher and philanthropist for the U.S. ambassador of United Kingdom. They got Brian L. Roberts. He's a billionaire. He's the CEO of Comcast Cable. There's a whole bunch of people in this secret society as well that Joe Biden was part of, called the Friars. So
what, the Friars?
Yeah, they're called the
The
Friars.
friars, they're the liars. Sorry, I had to do it.
So if you guys
Joe
want to
Biden
look
be
in,
lying all the time.
yeah, he does, and so does Trump, and so does
I
all those
know.
guys. So the Friars is something. If you guys want to look into that, that's for Pennsylvania. Okay, guys. So that gets interesting. Let's see what else I have. So, so we went over. Now if you guys want to look into some other ones too for the school for Yale, they have a ton of other secret societies you can look into. I think there's like about 8 of them. So if you guys want to look it up, just go to Yale secret societies, and like 8 of them will pop up. We just talked about the main 3 that are recognized for like Skull and Bones, and the main 3. Okay, so we also have another one that's going to be another college that's a Ivy League, which is going to be Harvard. Okay, so we have Harvard. So there's something called the Pig Club or the Porcelain Club. Okay, now members, popular members of this one is going to be Theodore Roosevelt, which is the 26th president of the United States, Robert Whitney, which is like the president of the New York Stock Exchange, and there's also a bunch of notable members for the Pig Club. Okay, you guys can check that out. Another one is called the Fly Club. That's another Ivy League one at Harvard that they have. Do you guys want to talk about any of these? Do you guys have anything?
I already heard of those. The Fly Club?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't heard of any.
Like the fly, like a
mean,
bug fly, or
the Fly Club, FLY. Yeah, these. What I'm going to tell you guys,
or they're like super cool, like we're super
they're
fly.
fly.
It's one or the other.
So these. So if you guys look into these, okay, guys, I'm just going to give you guys some rabbit holes for you guys to go down. So it's the Pig Club or the Porcelain Club is the one at Harvard. There's also the Fly Club, and the Fly Club, actually, Jared Kushner was a member of that one, which is somebody you guys would recognize. Franklin D. Roosevelt, the president of the United States. Jay Rockefeller, U.S. Senator from West Virginia. Joseph Roosevelt, son of Franklin Roosevelt. There's going to be several governors, presidents of companies, CEOs of companies also in this one. David Rockefeller, American banker, was in that one.
Got some heavy hitters in there.
Yes.
Ain't no joke. That ain't no like.
That ain't no joke either. Harvard's a big one too. Now we also have the Spee Club at Harvard, and that's John F. Kennedy, Robert Kennedy, and Joshua Kushner, which is Jared Kushner's brother. He was in that. Kermit Roosevelt Jr., Philip Roosevelt, Theodore Roosevelt, Tweed Roosevelt. So these are all people that were in the Spee Club. That's another one. It's an all-male fraternity at Harvard. So we have that.
You said it's speed, like SPEED?
SPEE. Yeah, the Spee Club.
Oh, okay.
So, and you know, it's just all part of this, the same things that we're talking about. And then Harvard has another one called the Delphic Club. It's another secret society, and it has like Matt Damon, Jack Lemmon was in this one. JP Morgan Jr. was in this one. Aga Khan, which is like the 49th and current Ayman Nigerian Islamist. I don't know what that is. We also have, so there's a whole bunch in this one too. And sorry that I'm hogging the mic. I'm just trying to.
Oh, you know more about this.
Yeah.
I saw the movie one time.
I'm just trying to.
And then it got me interested in it. No, seriously.
I'm just trying to.
He saw the movie and he read like maybe a quarter of that stuff you said.
No, a quarter of the.
You're right. You're right.
Like a quarter of the YouTube video I sent him.
Because I see exactly what I did.
It's okay. And guys, I'm just trying to show you.
I know Paul Walker was in Skull and Bones.
So I'm just trying to show you guys the amount of power that they hold, you know. So we have that one, which is going to be and then if you guys want to dig a little deeper, look into the Ancient Nine. The Ancient Nine is like a secret society within Harvard that is supposed to be like pretty deep.
Well, Zuckerberg went to Harvard.
Yes, he did.
Stole his idea off the Winklevoss twins. So
yeah,
I wonder what Winklevoss they have their own company now too. They're still pretty prominent in the money in the tech world, I think. So man, it's like you said that's weird you say that. Like only you ain't going to Harvard if they don't want you to go to Harvard.
Yes.
Maybe I can't apply Harvard like, yo, dude, I got like a 2 on my SAT, bro. I'm headed to Harvard. They're gonna streamline me straight up to the top. Well, I'm gonna go to President of the United States. No, son, sorry. You're gonna flipping burgers at Burger King. We're not accepting you.
Well, here's the thing.
Hey, Elle Woods and Legally Blonde did it. So you could do it too.
So
just kidding.
What they do, what it is, I think you can be smart enough to make it to Harvard, and you can have enough money to make it to Harvard, but I believe that a lot of them are chosen. Now, some people do end up going to Harvard that are not elite. And
well, that's what I'm saying. They probably give like oh, you write a good essay, cool, you can come in, we'll let you
but these
you get a scholarship here. That's right. They just you're gonna go
some of them, but they're not gonna get they're not going to get tapped though for these secret societies. Tapped. There's only 15 people basically chosen, 15 juniors chosen to go into these senior secret societies, right? So what happens is, that's what I said. It's like a football team. The football team has 15 to 18 people that start, offense, defense. So, and then NFL goes and they draft these the players, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I believe is happening with the Illuminati and this New World Order is they get all these 15 seniors from these different elite colleges, and then they go and draft these people and make them what they end up being, CEOs of companies, special people that ended up on cabinets of all these presidents and all this stuff, So it's interesting. If you guys want to look into Columbia University, you guys can look up the Order of Axe and Coffin. It was hard for me to find anything on that one, so I don't want to go over that one. But
I don't want to talk about them.
Yeah, obviously
I've got zero notes on that one.
That one must be.
Knows the
I tried, dude. I tried to find that one. I looked up on DuckDuckGo. I looked up on everything. I can't find anything on them. So it's interesting.
So that one's a serious.
Are you sure you want to search this?
Yeah. Ask me 3 times.
Yeah.
So. Okay, now Dartmouth University. Also, guys, if you guys want to get into that, there's 10 secret societies there, and let me tell you some of the names of them. Okay, they have one called Osiris, Phrygian, Pyxis, the Phoenix, Order of Sirens, Griffin, Fire and Skull, Dragon. The Sphinx. The Sphinx is the one that's the major one it's so hard to find any information on the Sphinx. I know they were founded in 1885, but it's hard to find any of the members. It's so secretive that their front door doesn't even open. You have to go underneath in a tunnel to get into this place. So if you guys want to get deep into Dartmouth University and look up their secret societies, the Sphinx is the one that you want to try to dig and find. I couldn't find any of the members that have been in the Sphinx. Okay. The Dragon Society, there was just a little bit on the Dragon Society I was able to pull up. That's one of them. Now think of the names though: Osiris, the Sphinx, all Egyptian. Freemasonry, right? Egyptian Freemasonry is one of the branches, right? So you see the dragon also. None of this stuff is Christian, guys. This is all esoteric. So notable members of the Dragon Club would be the CEO of General Electric, which is big. They don't really give you too much on the Dragon Club either. I got the CEO, the trustee of Dartmouth Board of Trustee, which you don't care about that. The CEO of General Electric was one of the main ones out of that. And then Princeton also has another one called the Ivy Club. Okay. Princeton's another major university. They have the Ivy Club, and that is going to be Woodrow Wilson was part of the Ivy Club. Lawrence Rockefeller, Bill Ford, which is the General Motors, the Ford Motor Company. So, and then James A. Baker III, he was the chief of staff for Ronald Reagan, Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of State for George Bush. So, guys, there's just so many different secret societies and that you can kind of get into. One of the major ones,
probably all just one. It's probably just one. That's it. But they just try to throw you all that. It's kind of like if they try to make you think they make you think like it's a Greek formed fraternity. You know what I mean? They try to make you think it's like that, where you just go and drink beers, get with chicks, have parties, and you have, cake stands and beer pong. But that's not how it goes there. That's not what they're doing. These guys are deciding your future.
Deciding
financially,
our future.
Yes.
Yeah, they're deciding America's future.
Your future, exactly.
Yeah.
Our future.
I believe that these are this is how they groom people. They send them to the preparatory schools, they groom them, and then they end up, bringing them to power. I mean, this is just, as I go through each of these, you'll see.
You get saved. You accidentally murder a hooker on coke one night, and you're like a senator's son. They come and help you out. You see there's a list of you see the list of their law firms. There's like 10 law firms that they have. They're like major law firms that basically you you ain't getting in trouble for nothing, dude. You get they're out there, they probably clean up everything. You like look at Bill Clinton. He got caught up. A lot of some people, just sorry you got caught. Look, he don't even talk about that anymore. He's still revered as a wonderful man, and his wife stuck by him like, oh yeah, I stuck by you. I love you so much. I bet you she knew about it. I bet she liked that type of stuff. That's how weird these people are. She probably like, oh yeah, I like to be involved in this. Because you know what? No, she was very, very calm and nice about it. Yeah, that's his
because I don't think she was ever with him because like she loved him. I think that she's always been after power.
Yep.
Always.
Yep. You can tell she's like, no, water's not a basic human, right? Like, geez, man, you're like, dude, what is wrong with you, lady? Yeah. During that election, you had the devil.
They asked,
you had some guy that's like,
they asked her. They said, do you believe that a baby should have what is it, constitutional rights?
Yeah.
She's like, no, not at all. Like it's like Satan talking. Yeah.
That's my baby. I want to sacrifice it to Moloch. You can't do that. That's my one. That's my turn.
And she openly talks about it, like how she does sacrifices to Moloch. Then it's just like, what?
Yeah, and their emails.
Like you realize the more you look into this stuff, like the more is there.
Their emails talking about Moloch and all this stuff is crazy.
Your body, your choice.
Yes. Sacrificing chicken and.
I think I sent it to you as Bill Burr said. Pretty funny as yeah, if I'm baking a cake and I throw all the ingredients in and I throw it in the oven, it's not a cake yet. But if you walk out and throw it on the ground, it was gonna be a cake. It was gonna be a cake. It's not. You just can't think that you have conception. And they word it like, man, it's like they're very adamant about it. Right here, it's just a little, basically a germ or a bacteria. You kill it. No, if you read the Bible, it says in the Bible, Elizabeth, when she was pregnant with John, he leaped with joy when he knew that Jesus, that means he knew he had feelings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He already had feelings. He could sense things. He was already in the womb.
And so, God said he knew us before we were even in the womb.
Yes.
So, yeah, for sure, bro. I agree.
There's a crazy thing that happens when you have a baby too. That soul is made in that moment. That soul is made by God. And and also another thing that bothers me with the whole, like, everybody or most people being fine with abortion, like, yeah, you can play all these scenarios, but what it comes down to is that baby is no bigger or smaller than you were at that age.
Yeah.
So how
what about
how do you not consider that's a life? That's where we all started.
Like people say, oh, well, what if your 14-year-old daughter was raped? It's like, okay, well, now it's a situation where two wrongs don't make a right. So what you do is you gotta build up. Hey, look, there's a reason why that happened. I'm sorry it happened. You were put. It's you gotta get. It sucks, but all bad things are all good. Everything will be for good. It'll always be for good. That baby could be the next president of the United States, and the next John Connor, and save the whole world from Judgment Day. Like, what I'm saying? There's a reason why
they're probably headed to Skull and Bones then.
But I'm saying, like, Robyn, there's a reason your parents met, and it believe me, it is everybody thinks it's easy to get pregnant, and it is super, super delicate. You have to be at the right time, right moment. Everything has to be right. If you're not that night, you're not born. Then the other soul gets the chance to go to be you. Yeah. You're here for a reason, Make a.
And one point that I heard when they were having a conversation on, I don't know, some show I was watching, and the lady made a really good point. She said the reason that they attack children, especially babies, and like newly conceived babies in the womb, especially like with abortion, is because they believe that the younger you are, the closer you are to God, and so they'll do whatever they can to try to hurt God and get a reaction out of him and to taunt him, basically. So I thought that was an interesting theory.
I think it's interesting
why it's so important to them.
I think it's interesting that people will be like going to fight for these criminals on death row, but they're like totally for abortion. So somebody that might be guilty of murder, they want to get them off death row, but there's babies that are innocent that never did anything, and they're okay with them getting killed in the womb. I think that's interesting.
It's a big business. Look at Who started this?
It is.
Parents, stuff like that.
Planned Parenthood is, yeah, they're
Like Bill Gates
eugenics.
started that stuff. Okay,
Well,
so
there's a lady that started it, and she wanted to actually have minorities killed, and that's what she did. She
I know, but
did it
it's
and then
it's,
Bill Gates' dad became
Mhm.
the director of Planned Parenthood. So yeah, eugenist, and then obviously Bill Gates too. So
so
all right,
where did Bill Gates come from? What
so
he's got to be part of something.
I have to look into it. I didn't. I'll find out what high school he went through. I bet you he went to one of these preparatory schools.
Probably one of those Sphinx members.
Probably.
So okay, so I have a couple more to go over before we end, and then we'll get into whatever subject you guys want to talk about. So we have Oxford, okay, which is in England. They have the Gridiron Club. That's another major one, okay, guys. Notable members are like a lot of prime ministers and stuff like that in England, okay. But the one that the clubhouse actually is located on Jesus Lane, which I thought was interesting. So there's one at the University of Cambridge. This is the one that I think is like a conspiracy theories, like, or whatever. What did you say? Critical thinkers. Like I think I hit the jackpot on this one. Okay. So guys, look this one up. It is called it's from Cambridge University, which is a prestige Ivy League school in England. Okay. So they have in this secret society, they have a bunch of black nobility and Europe's elite. They have Edward the Fourth there's going to be Prince Albert Victor Duke of Clarence, which is black nobility. King George the Fifth. They have Frederick Dulip Sign, which is the son of the last Maharaja Sikh Empire. They have King Charles the Third, the one that's right now, which is Prince Charles. King Charles is now the King of England. He was part of the secret society. It gets crazy. They have a bunch of academic people. You're going to see a bunch of Pulitzer Prize winners, a bunch of scholars, poets that end up becoming big, archaeologists. As I go down, politicians. They have a bunch of politicians that went here. Okay, George Smith.
Hold on, Josh. You know what's weird is I'm noticing that when you're naming all these things, some of them have like some the societies have just media people, some have politicians on this side, and it's like some have movie stars in this one, and this one has a lot of like you said like huge business owners like Pillsbury, Kraft. That's like what it like that's it, if you don't get it by now, you're I can't explain it. It's like
yeah, I'm
Yeah, it's
are not
pretty
part
obvious.
of the club, dude. You are is the number to them.
Cattle.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's like you serve them, you give homage to them all day long. Basically, you rely on them. They're your god.
I do not.
Yeah,
I don't.
Everybody does it in a little way every day. Everyone. You rely on their food. You rely on their water. You rely on their gasoline. You rely on them solely and fully. Everybody,
I guess true.
One way or another. Now, has anybody ever tried just saying screw it and just fully rely on like the birds and the bees do, and just fully rely on what's going to happen next with God? You'll be amazed on how quickly you understand that. Oh my gosh, there is a higher power. You might not know what it is, but I know what it is, and once you figure that out, it's different. You start to see things way differently. You start to notice this.
Oh yeah.
You put things together, even when you study it. Like Josh goes down. I know Josh goes down rabbit hole after rabbit hole, and he's like, click, 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 click. Oh man,
this one was amazing, bro.
Because God's giving you truth right there. He don't want to give you that Sphinx names yet. He don't want to give you this stuff yet. He's giving you this stuff to let you and see what you do with it.
I don't even need to see the Sphinx name. I'm already convinced that that this is all insane. Like when I saw this one from Cambridge University, it tripped me out, dude, because there's black nobility, princes, kings, just it's all in this
Mostly
one
nobility,
royalty in this one. So this is like, okay, now this is even a bigger step up than presidents, right? Oops, my bad. If you guys look into that one, you can also see all the English statesmen, conservative politician, British nobleman, Duke of here, Earl of here. What?
Any popes in there?
Popes?
Yeah.
Now that's going to be different because I didn't
good
study.
Question.
I didn't
But
study.
don't they go to like Pope school?
Okay, that's going to be like
what is it? Ratzinger. He was.
I have England and like those. Like that, I have those universities, and then I have United States. That's all I could get into you know, Ivy League colleges. But
Like
if
Loyola Marymount, like Loyola, those schools, stuff like
that's
that.
Jesuit. That's
That's
a
what I'm saying.
Jesuit.
So
Yeah.
is that their version of the
Now,
Skull and Bones?
is there secret societies? Yes, there is. There, if you look up every single college, big college, you're gonna find secret societies in every single college. If you guys want to, just look up secret societies in American colleges, and you're gonna see a list of like 100, and you're gonna see each. There's gonna be like 6 or 5 or 4. This USC has one. I mean, UCLA, Georgetown, all these different colleges have a secret society within them. And there's 15 seniors out of each college. So what I was going to tell you guys, I was going to end with this, is basically it's like the NFL draft for the New World Order, and they pick 15 seniors out of each college, right? These big colleges. And then they take the Ivy League colleges and they pick the 15 best seniors or most powerful seniors from different families, and they put them in this a big cesspool of grooming these people for the Illuminati and for the New World Order. It is so interesting. And as you look into Cambridge, you're going to find that there's actually royalty that are going to these. The Order of Garter is like one of the top Freemason, and they when they sing in the 33-degree Masons sing "All Hail the Queen." King Charles is like at the top of Freemasonry right now. The Duke of York is going to be Prince Andrew. Okay, probably not anymore, but he was the top of the York Rite Freemasons. So that's just the Freemasons. There's the Rosicrucians, the Illuminati, the Black Nobility. There's all these different pyramids of people, and there's power structures to this. And I believe that these people are all chosen and selected, like Robyn was saying. And it gets really interesting. And it's just, you could see that Satan is just has his hand in all this. You know, they're doing rituals to get in. You're telling them all your sexual secrets. They use blackmail, like Jeffrey Epstein Island. They use blackmail and politicians to get them to do whatever they want. If you're sleeping with a little
like
boy,
the humiliation part of it too is a big part of their rituals, you know.
There you go. The
So, and
humiliation
they,
ritual.
you know, like you said, this is global. This isn't just, you know, America. Like these secret societies are everywhere, and I bet you most of them do have that same, you know, Freemason vibe to it, all wanting to push towards the New World Order.
Yes.
At least that's what I would figure.
For sure. Yeah, I think they do. And like I said, the Black nobility is more like the higher ups and the bloodlines. And then you have like the bloodlines of the West, which is like the Russell family and the Rockefellers. And then you have the Rothschilds in Europe and international banking, and all this stuff is happening, guys. And it's so crazy. And I don't mean to give so much glory to it, but all glory to God for exposing this type of stuff. We're here to expose evil. You know, Ephesians says to expose evil. That's what we're here to do. And God just put me down this rabbit hole. I might have spent like a whole entire week on this type of stuff, but I think it's I think it's good to expose this type of stuff so you guys are well aware of it.
Absolutely.
And you can see Satan's plans. You know, they're all planning, and what it is it's all going to come to a tea kettle and it's going to explode. Revelation is going to happen. Jesus is going to come back and we're going to be saved. So best thing I could say for everybody that's listening is to get into the Word of God, you know, do a 180 about face and start, you know, start reading the Word of God, man. And that's the only answer to this is going to be God and Jesus Christ. And he's the only one that could save you. Jason, do you have any last words for this podcast, bro, for this one?
Just, you know, keep your nose to the grind and just watch out. Just watch what just always pay attention to what they're trying to, you know, promote and push onto you and onto your kids and what they're doing. Because grooming isn't just going on in the secret societies. Grooming is going on every day. Every day we go out. I mean, I'm constantly now, instead of watching TV or watching shows, I'm discerning them now. I watch it. I'm like, wow, man, this is what they're pushing now. This is what they're pushing.
I know.
Wow.
It's mind-boggling.
Hocus Pocus. I was watching Hocus Pocus. When I was a kid, I thought it was a really cool show or a movie. Now they got transgenders in Hocus Pocus. They're Disney and whatever, Hulu also pushing it.
Yeah.
Pushing it. You have
rights. Disney hardcore.
Yes, you have rights now. You have rights. You have rights. It's okay. And I'm telling you, this is not okay. It's an abomination. It says it. You can call the Bible whatever you want, but in deep down your gut, you know it's wrong. You know it's wrong. You just turn your blind eye to it, but now it's celebrated. You have the pride.
We need to stop doing that.
Yes. But what was the devil kicked out of heaven for? pride. Now you're just promoting the pride and making it, hey, look at us. Yeah, it's all out there. Getting your kids to,
No.
if you do this
Like,
to a kid and you send your kid to hell because of this reason, man, come on. Like you're like the guy that you're like the person that plays the little flute for the what is that guy that leads all the little Flemings to their death, You
yeah.
just follow you down. It's not right. This is not right at
Yeah,
all.
and do you notice like how obvious it is with the rainbow symbol? You know, how
Yes,
they
because
use the
kids
rainbow
like
for
it.
pride, but they changed the rainbow, so that it's not the same as God's rainbow. But
Yeah.
it's like it's their way of
The
mocking
opposite. It's
God.
like the
That
devil's always
they took God's first promise to man, the rainbow, and then they took it and turned it in and morphed it into mean something that's absolutely against God. So,
Yeah.
I mean, you just gotta really open your eyes and pay attention
I say
because it's all right there.
Sodom and Gomorrah was not destroyed because of the homosexuality act. It was destroyed because of the condolences of it and they were celebrating it. Everybody turned a blind eye to it. Hey, as long as it's not happening to me, I don't care. But everybody was doing it. So hey, I'm just letting you guys know. You guys want that blood on your hands. I don't want that. Read the Bible. Just go with your gut feeling. Teach your kids at home. It's not about going to the big churches and sure, fellowship is great, but it starts in the home. Start with your own. Be the most greatest person in your family. Be the superstar in your family. Be the leader in your family. Show that it's okay to do it the way God wants you to do it. It's okay. It's fine. You're gonna fail a lot, but that's the journey. It's on a day. Your walk will always continue until you die. Just we got to get it together. This nation has to get it together today, not next week, not tomorrow. Maybe let's put it off till after Christmas. And Halloween's coming up. This is what makes you sick too. Is they do all this stuff, and you teach all these traditions to the kids. Oh, I want to go to candy. It's just walking around costumes. No, it's not. You don't even know where this stuff came from and what they did to make it to Halloween now and to Christmas. It started out as a
that would be a good one for you guys to do.
Yeah.
A Halloween episode.
That would be
for sure.
that'd be a great
I want to
episode,
get into that for sure. Halloween,
People
Christmas,
think
and
like,
all
oh man,
that.
it's this.
But
Oh, cool. And they like let's deck everything out. Let's get the pumpkins. They don't have no idea where it came from.
Or what's going on. There's people that are waiting for little kids to come by so they can take them and sacrifice them. Yeah. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, there was a Reese's commercial on the other day that was like every year millions of Reese's disappear without a trace. Like because it's true, every year kids go missing.
Like 800,000.
Millions of them.
And now look at the cartel.
800,000 just in America.
And you gotta realize the ones that aren't reported.
Yeah, of course.
So it's like,
well, the cartel.
It's like they were like making that statement. They turned it into a commercial about Reese's, but like the phrasing of it just hit me wrong. Yeah. Like
I agree.
every year, millions of Reese's disappear.
Well, they said the cartel is getting they found like a whole bunch of fentanyl inside of the Skittles, candy.
Oh my gosh.
Cereals, all this stuff because they're shipping it over and they hide it inside the candies just to make it look like it's just candy. But what if that gets down to the market? You don't know the kid could eat it, and how it's so easy to distribute something like that through that holiday because billions of kids are doing it. Trick or treat, sorry. No treat for you.
Have you heard of that happening? Like, where did you know that?
Well, not yet, but they're building it probably towards that. But when I started to,
well, they got busted. Those are big.
Well, they got busted, but what if? Okay, what I'm saying is like, what if this
Jason's right though? What if
on accident?
Yeah.
Okay. Or maybe they're doing that. What if they're trying to push it? You know what I mean? Kill your kids.
Yeah.
Just by touching it. Like I've watched like Cops, where they go to touch it and like they're down.
Yeah.
Some of them don't even come back from it just by touching the dust.
Hide your kids, hide your wives, hide everybody. They're out here raping and killing.
Yeah.
Pray to Jesus.
This is the hardest time.
Everybody needs some Jesus.
Even back in the
I don't know about that.
Well, what I'm saying is that back then you had freedom. You got on your horse. I'm out of here. The worst thing you had to worry about was diarrhea. You're goner after that.
Yeah.
But now it's like,
But we've got AC now, so
but what I'm
makes
saying is that
life a
you have,
little
it's so
easier.
distracting to not be, involved, just to sit down and read it. I could watch movies for hours to stay awake. I read
Yeah.
2 or 3 pages of this.
Oh, I know. I'm the same way.
That's weird to
I'm the
me.
same way.
And it's weird because it's like the devil's got your attention constantly. Oh, here's some big
Yeah.
booty girls. Here's
Well, you
this.
could find it
Like,
on
oh my
on
God,
an
what am I
audio book too.
Well, what I'm
You don't
saying is
like
that what I
listen,
mean
you
is that
find it
yes,
on
I
audio
understand
book.
that, but it's like how come television is so like the way it is set up? It just
It's a
puts you in a
spell.
trance,
That's why
dude.
it's a spell.
Yeah.
It puts you in a trance, and it gets you because
So,
it's
like you said, these secret societies learn this. Where do they learn the the mystics of doing this stuff, like television?
from
This is what's
fallen
going to happen.
angels, fallen
Well, that's what I'm
angels,
saying. Like you got this secret
the
society.
devil. That I think it's all the devil is at the top of the pyramid of these secret societies, and fallen angels.
But you're talking about
are
controlling a whole nation of people, okay?
yeah. That's
With
what it
just a
is, man.
little box
What did
or a phone.
what did the devil want when he wanted worship, right? So that's what he's getting right now. You know what I mean? It's just in a different way, so it gets crazy. But we're gonna end the podcast here. Any last words, Robyn? Before we
No, thanks for having me on.
I
no
have
problem.
one last word to say. Dude, do you think Jeffrey Dahmer, you sent me that, do you think he was saved?
Oh,
He was
man.
saved,
I
dude?
saw.
No, I'm sorry,
Oh
but
my gosh,
I was watching this show the other night, and I was like,
I saw
man,
it too
so crazy you said that.
during his interview.
Did you
Now,
guys saw that?
the
Where at the
most
end his father's talking about how he found Jesus,
here's the
yeah.
most important
and
thing about that.
I
This
had
is
this
what
whole
Jesus.
debate.
This is what Jeffrey Dahmer said, though. He said that before I was believing in evolution, okay, and that we just came from pond scum. We had a show on evolution, guys. That's what breeds people like that. Where if you believe you came from pond scum and there's no God, you're okay to kill because who are you going to answer to? Now, what happened is his dad sent him a creationist magazine where he took it and he started reading about that there's a creator. And then he started reading about the Bible and started reading about Jesus. So the lesson here is
I would 100% believe if he was serious solely and he was telling the truth, because what he said, God, he goes, I'll pay for my prices where I did here. I will.
Yeah.
Ultimately, I will pay for them. But what I did was wrong.
Here's what I gotta say.
But that hey, if Paul,
there's gonna be people in heaven that you would never ever think were would be able to get to heaven, and there's gonna be people in hell that you thought you would never make it to hell. That's for sure. So I'm not going to say whether he went to heaven or not because I have no clue. A lot of people sent me that actually, and I was just like, hey,
there's this little girl that said to this pastor is like, she's like, I think Nebuchadnezzar is going to be in heaven, and he goes, well, what if I go up there, or what if, or he said like, what if I go up there and he's not there? She goes, well, then you went to hell. Hell, then my bad. The guy's all dang. Cold-blooded. I just 10 years old and said that. It was funny.
Well, God is great, and if anybody can redeem somebody like that, it's Him. So, that's what it comes down to at the end of the day is between you and God, and
we're
He
saved
knows
by grace
your
through
entire
faith.
story.
But there's people that are like, no, it doesn't matter. There's no way. Even if he does believe, he couldn't be saved. I was like, hey, sorry.
No. That comes back to the pride thing as a man thinking
they don't know his heart. Nobody knows his heart besides God. That's why I don't know whether he's saved or not. If he's totally 1000%, it's all about the heart. So what I could say is if God saved him, then he saved him, I mean,
exactly.
His heart was like all messed up before. Because he didn't know about God, and maybe he never ever got to learn about God, and when he finally did, he got saved. So that's a tough one to answer. But
I know, but you sent me that video, and I was like, dude, watching it, I was like, it got me, bro. I'm like, man, for someone to do such horrendous things and like not even value human life, and all of a sudden be like,
well, that's how.
Oh man, finally seen it.
It was interesting. I think the evolution thing was the part that really got me because I was like, we just did a show on that. And I was like, whoa, dude, like that's what it breeds. But thank you guys so much. Robyn, thank you so much for staying so late for us and coming on.
Thank you.
And I appreciate it. Sorry, guys, everybody in the audience that I was hogging the mic. The thing is, I just need to get all this information out, and I just had a lot of notes, and I did a lot of studying this week. I mean, I just went down rabbit hole after rabbit hole. So I appreciate you coming on, Robyn. Is there any last words for the audience? Oh, tell everybody where they can find you, where your Instagram is, and that way they can make sure that they follow you.
Yep, I am on Instagram right now. Freebird1.0 is my main account that I use. I'd created that backup just in case I got deleted because there's a lot of foolishness going on, with the shadow banning and logging you out of your account, crazy stuff like that. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys letting me dip my toe into the podcast world and you walking me through it. You've been
No
great
problem.
hosts. I
Well,
appreciate
thank
it
you.
very much.
I'm gonna help you.
Thank you.
I'm gonna help you go further. I'll help you actually start the whole podcast. I mean, this is the way that this podcast industry is. Joe from Legit Bat, if you ever listen to this episode, I love you. Ryan Dean from Dangerous World, thank you for helping me out with. And then my family thinks I'm crazy. Mark Steves, thank
Actually,
you.
I love that
You know,
guy.
thank
Awesome.
you guys so much for helping me get into this. God, thank you, Lord, for helping me get into this. Thank you so much for helping me get into this, because it's just an amazing thing. But I'll help you though, definitely. Okay, Robyn, I'll definitely help you.
Thank you.
We always
I
ended
really
it.
appreciate it.
No problem. I got you. We always end this in prayer. So let's go ahead and bow our heads. And Father God, in the name of Jesus, thank you so much, Lord. You know what I've been through the past week, going through this type of stuff. And also, Lord, if there's anybody going through spiritual battles, I feel like I'm getting attacked all the time, like by the devil, and anybody that's going through any spiritual battles, Lord, including myself, help us, please, Lord. I mean, it's like, it's tough. Like there's so much stuff that's out there to get our attention and to get us off of you, our attention off of you, Lord. And we need to make sure we're in fellowship with you. So please just take away all these evil things that are going on in anybody's life right now that's listening. So, and also, Lord, I do pray for these people that end up becoming groomed for the Illuminati and for the secret societies and for black nobility, all this stuff. I want to pray that, you guide them. And when they do end up getting into government, somehow they end up finding Jesus and finding you, Lord, and doing the right thing, having some integrity. It's there's so much evil involved in the government right now. It's so hard to even see any bit of you in them, So I know they're not answering to you; they're answering to other gods, Osiris, and all these other, the devil and fallen angels. So I just pray that you help guide these people that are evil, that are going through all this stuff. So I appreciate, Lord, everything you do for us. Thank you for a clear connection, and thank you for introducing us to Robyn. Help her page flourish, and help her with her new podcast. I pray that you put your healing hand on anybody out there that's sick, anybody that's going through. Also, put your healing hand on Robyn right now. She has a cold right now, and she's
Amen.
sick. So please, Lord, help her with her sickness, or anybody else out there. Thank you, God, for everything you do for us. We love you. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you
Awesome.
so
Thanks,
much, guys. Everybody, please go to Robyn's Instagram. Also, go to my Instagram. It's Josh Monday Music _ podcast. If you guys could follow. Also, go please subscribe, hit the bell and the like button, and comment on our YouTube, and leave us a 5-star review on Apple and Spotify. Thank you guys so much, and God bless you. Thank you for listening. All right.